Hi and welcome back. So you've been using Cronometer now for a while and you keep on entering the same information day in, day out. So every day you have a banana smoothie and you're entering the individual items within that smoothie, and it gets a little bit boring and a bit laborious, and after a while it's not so much fun putting information into Cronometer. So this is where recipes come in. You can create a recipe of the items that you use as groups of foods and create that recipe. So a banana smoothie might contain some bananas, might contain some water, might contain some dates, or whatever combination of foods that you do in a particular group of measurements that you might use consistently. So let's have a look at how recipes go and how they can help reduce the amount of time that you're doing data entry. Okay, so basically on the left hand side what we have is we have the standard version of Cronometer, and on the right hand side we have the gold membership version of Cronometer. So adding recipes is actually a gold member functionality. So you can't do this in the standard version. So if you do want to be able to do this, you will need to get the gold version. But I'm going to show you how it's done in both systems, okay, or both membership types. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm just going to delete this by clicking on it and pressing the delete key on my keyboard. And I'm going to add some foods in here. So I'm going to add, again, I'm going to add a banana. I'm going to add like 500 grams of bananas. Okay, I'm going to add some water. Okay, I'm going to add, let's say, 400 grams of water. And let's say I'll also add some cinnamon. And I'm going to add 3 grams, that's fine. I'll add some blueberries just to make it. Okay, and I'll add 100 grams of blueberries. Okay, so we might be making this banana smoothie every day. So we can create a recipe. So the way you'd create a recipe, there are 2 ways of doing that in Cronometer. So the first way, which is pretty much the easiest way, is click on each one, and if you hold down the shift key on your keyboard and just keep on selecting them, you'll be able to select all the items. And then what you can do is, if you right click on it now, you'll see up comes create a recipe from selected items. So if I click on that, again it's going to show me that this is only for gold members. So let's do it over here in the gold version of Cronometer. So again, I'll add some bananas. I'll add 500 grams of bananas. I'll add some water, and I'll make that about 400 grams of water. I'll add some what do I want? Cinnamon, and I'll keep that, and I'll add some blueberries. And I'll add 100 grams of those. Okay, so here we go, and if I now click on these, and I can now add that, right click on that, create a recipe, and now I can add a recipe. And I'll call this I'll call it banana smoothie. I'll leave it as 1 gram, okay, it's useful to leave it that way, and because that way once you've made your smoothie you just weigh it up, you'll know what you're doing and just enter how many grams of the smoothie you had. And then what we do is we sort of add it to a particular group. So what we'll do is we'll just add it to we'll add it to meals, entrees and side dishes, just to make it easier for us. Okay, so here we are, we've done that. Okay, and this is the nutritional information for that recipe, and our serving size is 1 gram. We could change that to the full recipe. Okay, but let's say you might modify that recipe to some extent, so it might be worthwhile just to leave that as grams. But it's up to you. Okay, as long as you're making the same recipe all the time, or it might be out by 1 gram or 2, but as long as you're sort of within the ballpark, you should be fine. So either way. Okay, so once we're done, we save that off, and now we have a recipe. Now, if we were to go into a diary, and let's say we now for lunch we now want to add a food, we will now say. Okay, there it is there, it's come up, banana smoothie, it's a custom banana smoothie, If I click on that, there it is there, and I can say I want the full recipe, or I can go to the grams and I can add the serving, and there it is there. So it makes it a lot easier. So instead of having to enter in the individual items time and time again, I just create a recipe and there I go. So it's as simple as that. So that's it. That's creating a recipe. Take care, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.